Right, long overdue video of my Dacia Duster. This is the 1 litre 3-cylinder TCe Bi-Fuel. I've had the car now since end of March 22, so it's what, 10 months old. Just wanted to sort of report on some of the findings, some of my experiences with the car. Using my phone, sorry. Okay, first things, I run it almost entirely on LPG, and over the last year, if you think about the prices of fuel, when they're up to like literally £2 nearly, around £2 whatever for diesel and for petrol, I was putting 72.9 pence a litre in this, getting about 420 miles out of about 45 plus litres. So I was filling up on £35 when family members were filling up on nearly £90 for a tank of fuel. I've got 45 miles a day to and from school, so it's about 22 miles-ish each way, and it obviously made a massive difference then. You can see on the dash there, I've decided to run this tank of petrol. I filled it on petrol. It's averaging 50.5 miles per gallon, and I'll give you an example on what current. Estimated another 180 miles out of this third of a tank. It's already done 420, so we're heading for nearly 600, around 600 miles out of a 50 litre tank of petrol. That's bloody good. That's almost as good as a diesel, and that's much better than the book would suggest it should be. If I were to switch over to LPG, my average is 40 to 40. That's 43 is a bit high actually there. I've not done much on the LPG, but I'm averaging about 40 on the LPG, but a lot less again. My petrol at the moment, I can get petrol for this, right, unleaded. I'll go back to petrol now. For it was about £1.40-ish now, but it was up to, like, as we know, £1.80, 90 or something a litre last year, and mid-end of last year. The car, I love it. It's just an absolutely fabulous little car, and I know that some people have gripes and talk about cheap this and whatever, but I've had this 10 months and I've put nearly, well, 14,500 miles on it, and it's getting used for everything in the family at the moment. The touch screen, you've got, obviously, I've got Apple CarPlay on here. I'm just doing an Audible audiobook at the moment. I'm playing there at the moment. But if I were to go on sat nav, I actually quite like the sat nav. It's very basic in a sense. This is our estate here where I live. But obviously you can use Google Maps if you wanted as well. There's Google. So this is Apple CarPlay now. I've got my Audible going there. My maps, that's where I am, and my book. So, but as a car, it's just fabulous. A couple of things, a couple of hiccups sometimes with filling up on LPG. When you get the car, you get this little sticky label on the adapter. I take it off because I used to lock onto the connector, the bayonet connector for the pump. Sometimes as you release the pump bayonet, it can sometimes turn the adapter around as well, so it seems stuck in. But you get used to things like that. But very economical to run. Although it's only a 3-cylinder 999cc engine, it's quite pokey, quite powerful. I'm just kind of tired of hearing of all these reviewers, you know, these sort of accredited or famous reviewers talking about the Dacias, and about, you know, they're cheap and cheerful, and you know, the inexpensive plasticky sort of I couldn't give a toss, to be honest. The car's been great so far. It's never missed a beat. Very cheap to run, insure, etc. In 10 months, obviously, it's not let me down, but it does all the work in our house. I go fishing in it. I got it because it's a cross car, so I go fly fishing. Some of the ground I go on, some of the land I go on is a bit rough. I needed something quite rugged, and it's fab. It's really fab. Read all sorts of different things. Some people, I remember reading something on, or seeing something on YouTube, somebody saying about they had a problem, there was a rattly noise from the engine and how terrible this was and stuff. Sometimes it sounds a little bit like a diesel when you're accelerating stuff, but I understand that's just part of the turbo or something. I couldn't give a toss, doesn't bother me at all. The car's great, but really nice car. My wife drives a Golf. She's got a Golf TDI there, but she likes driving this, and that in front is a 1969 Triumph Spitfire, a Mark III Spitfire that I've restored, partly restored. But this is just a fab car. You know, I've got all the trimmings in this one. So this one's got the heated seats and the cameras all round and stuff. The camera now is going to be a bit hazy because they're a bit misted up at the moment. And behind, etc. reverse. But yeah, love it. It's a really good car. When I bought this and ordered this, it was £17,200. That was with the Arizona orange paint, which I love. My wife didn't, but does now. And but now I think this one is just short of £20,000. Now she's going to pay more. You actually pay about £500 or £600 more for the Bi-Fuel, but bloody hell, it's a big money saver. So it will pay you back very quickly. I must have saved hundreds and hundreds last year on fuel filling up. When you're talking about in excess of up to sometimes £50 on a tank of fuel. But although it is more economical, as I say, on the petrol, it's better than it says in the book, which is say about 41, 42 something miles per gallon. This is to say, and I've got mixed, town and motorway driving to and from school to work where I work as a teacher. But that's on just over 400 miles now, 50 miles averaging per gallon. So I'm a very happy camper, and I would definitely recommend the car to anybody. Okay, cheerio.